Good morning, everyone. Well, it's morning for me. I don't know what time you're watching this. It is after dark time. After dark time. My puppy is here. You want to say hi, cubby? Unsure. They're picking up the garbage right now, and he is displeased about it. I know. Are you feeling tense? You want to say hi? No. Want to sit with me? So the Amberverse is kind of not really blowing up in the same way that it did when she broke up with Miss Emily, but uh, it Amber got COVID for the first time apparently, and documented the entire experience like she was patient zero, which I'll be honest, I think is funny. Because not that it's funny that she got COVID, but it is a little bit funny that she thinks that it is content worthy. I will say it is a welcome break from our experience of watching her just um, go grocery shopping and then go to bingo with her mom. Could we push a button? Are you a good boy? Yeah. So a couple things you'll note. One, Cubby is wearing a collar. Two, and no shade to Miss Amberlynn, but on that collar he has our phone numbers and an Apple AirTag because he's chipped, but I'm afraid that it would take too long for me to find him even if he was chipped, right? Right? You're my good boy. I love you. Wanna go sit down? Anyway, so we're gonna watch two videos today, where we just watch Miss Amberlynn have a hard time getting COVID, I suppose. The first one is I will never talk about my love life again, which I'll be honest, I think I've seen this before. Again, I'm like new to the whole Amberverse, everything, but I think we've seen her say, I'm never talking about this again. And then quickly come back and talk about it again. Second, my experience with having COVID for the first time at 500 pounds. Sparkle, sparkle, sparkle. Vlog. I decided to not do the I've been lying to you or lying to all of you video just because it was it was old news, like it was all her kind of being like I've changed, even though we've seen that she definitely hasn't. And I couldn't. It's too boring. So we're gonna watch the COVID videos, see how it goes. Obviously, it's not funny that she got COVID, but it is funny that she thinks anyone cares about her experience with like just a regular sickness. So, got my coffee. We're gonna jump right in and watch this one first.
Welcome
Hey,
to a
Amber.
new video. So today is actually February 7th, my mom's birthday.
February 7th. Okay, this was posted 2 days ago on the 23rd, I think. So let me look up. I always like to look up and see like what day of the week was February 7th. That was a Friday. So I mean, I'm glad she got to spend some time with her mom, but this look is something. There is a character from, is it Rugrats? Is that what I'm thinking of? Where she does the high top pony and the down on the side. I'll be honest, I don't like it. We talked about this in the last one. I really dislike it when adult women do this thing where they pretend like they are children. I think there's something gross about it. And that's all I'm gonna say about it. I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it.
So we celebrated some of her birthday last night. Now we're celebrating it more tonight. We're actually going to my grandma's. And I am looking a little extra because my mom loves an extra look and she loves when I wear the butterfly clips in my hair. So I was like, you know what? I'm gonna do it.
For mom,
And I actually got them on Amazon months ago and I forgot.
I gotta take in this. So this shirt is like the set theming from the School of Rock. Do you know what I mean? But like as if Miss Frizzle had made a dress out of it. I don't know how I feel about it.
Not that I had them. They were on my bookshelf in this big bowl, because this big bowl used to be a catch-all for me. It was like lower down here, but now there's nothing in it. But yeah, I forgot that I had them. So I went on Amazon and I was looking for like 90s butterfly clips. I was feeling a little hesitant about wearing them, but literally every single person in the reviews, which there was so many, they were all women my age. So I don't feel too bad about it. I think it's just like,
How do you know that they were all women your age? That's what I'm wondering. Secondly, is it maybe not more likely that it was women who are your age, because we're the same age, who had kids of their own, who were putting it in their children's hair? Just a thought. Just throwing it out there. I don't know. Uh, sure. I mean, it's cute that you did it for Mama Lynn. That's I like that. My mom got me this quarter zip, and I wore it when I saw her a couple of days ago, because she got it for me. So I can understand that. I just don't. I think it's gross. I don't know.
a cute little pop of color. I feel like it's art. Like some women on there, like who had it like in their braids, like it looked so good. So I was like, I want to try it. And
Dude, I was a child in the 90s. I don't ever remember putting it in the braid like that. I think it was like you would grab a little piece and put it there. I will say, like the butterfly clips were a look and were something that I liked when I was a child. I don't think I would feel comfortable wearing them now. I just like I'm too old for that. I think I'm too grown for that, and I think it feels weird to pretend like to cosplay as a toddler. Personally,
it looks okay on me. Okay, guys, so I've been home for a little bit. I had a great time with my mom, my grandma, my stepdad. But now I feel like I need to have a heart to heart with you guys, like genuinely.
oh, okay. So this is the what I saw, I guess, like the previews of people who were like, ugh, she's gonna have a sit down with us. I think, because I am like several weeks into this. I've seen a couple of things where she goes and she's like, we need to talk about this before. And then, we have this sit down conversation with the audience where we get in trouble, apparently. And then she immediately goes back on it. So I think that her doing this, and this is just my prediction, is that she is trying to like soft launch that she has either a new romantic partner or it is Miss Tommy Salami who's back. I am of the camp that she and Tommy Salami never actually broke up. I just think that's what I'm thinking. So here we go. I think this is her saying, we're not going to talk about it ever again. It's been what now? A month and a half. Not even a month. Let's reintroduce somebody new. And it's going to be not Tommy. This one we're going to call Timmy. And this is my new girlfriend, and you've never met her before, and you're not going to know anything about her. I think. Put this, my prediction, what time is it? It's February 25th. So prediction, write that down for everyone.
I'm sure a lot of you have noticed that I have not been talking about like how hurt I am and how heartbroken I feel because of my breakup. And that's because I've actively...
Sorry, I'm just taking a moment to look at like the thickness of her hair and the way that the hair is like coming out of the ends there. I think this is a situation where I think we maybe need to cut our hair a little bit more, because those ends look like they've been through it. That's what I'm thinking. If you don't have long hair, maybe you don't know this, but like when you start getting split ends, it'll start doing that thing where it like frays outward. If you were to put it in a braid like that, I mean, hair will do that obviously, but like it gets real small at the bottom there. And so I was like, yeah, that's maybe what's happening here. Not that there's anything wrong with that. People have, their hair is all over the place, you know what I mean? But like, this is a situation where I'd say like, you probably need to get a solid trim.
chosen not to talk about those things. Tommy and I were together for 7 months. She actually broke up with me on our 7-month anniversary, and that was January 26th.
7 months. I just want to say, she's saying that like people don't even know. And it's such a hard time. That's such a long amount of time to be together. When I'm pretty sure that there are like high school relationships that last longer than that. I'm not going to say that like it's not valid for her to be sad or upset about it. I will say that like to suggest that you lived a life together, like it's like getting divorced, that feels like a little bit of a stretch. I can understand being upset and being sad and like whatever, all that stuff, but like to say like 7 months, people don't even know how it is to recover from a breakup of 7 months. Is just like, that's funny, and you know what I mean? I don't know, whatever.
Because we started dating June 26th, and I know for a lot of people like 7 months.
Okay, when did her fiance had passed away in April? So we're like confirming no more than 3 months between Amber and Colleen. That very soft and gentle love. And we'd have to go back and look at the timeline, but obviously she was dating the married woman at the same time, Erica, I think. It's so messy. Oh my god.
It isn't a long time.
No.
But I fall in love quickly, and I get attached super, super quickly, especially when it's like with someone like that. Like the bond that I shared with her
someone
was
like
intense.
That. And what does that mean, do you think? Someone like that. I think I have my idea. I think is it that like the reason that we're all thinking, is it that reason that I probably can't say on YouTube? I think that's maybe the reason why you are upset. But someone like that, that's a weird way of saying that. Because I'm trying to think of like, what does that mean? What does that mean to Amber? I don't know.
Loved her deeply. And it's not even just like the fact that I was with her for 7 months, but it's the fact that I spent almost half of that living with her. When you live with someone, like, that obviously grows.
She spent like 3 months squatting in Emily's basement, and Emily had to like drive her back to Oklahoma to get rid of her. Sure, I can say that like probably does bond you more in terms of like time that you spent with her. The thing is though, every single time we saw her when she was in Oklahoma, she was miserable. So if you're saying that like those 3 months that we spent together when I was trapped in your basement or you were going to work and I was there were super meaningful, I don't know. I don't know if I believe it.
Your bond even more. And I don't know if you guys have heard of like women loving women.
No, bitch. Are you kidding me? Sorry, I don't want to say that. But like, as a lesbian, I feel uniquely qualified to talk about such a situation. If you're gonna come in here and say like women loving women relationships, there is like a stereotype, sure, that is occasionally true, that women who date other women, they're like really, they move quickly. Sure, I can agree. I can agree to that potentially. However, that doesn't change like everything about it. Do you know what I mean? Like, you still, like, even if you moved quickly and you spent a ton of time with that person, and like some straight people are like, in 7 months we went on 12 dates or something, and a lesbian is like, I moved into her house after three weeks of knowing her, which we've seen Amber do. I'm on like the rewatching stuff, and she moves in with Destiny with just literally having not ever met her in person before, and that is just a super, like, a level of chaos that I don't feel like I could ever even aspire to be. But if you're gonna come on here and say like, well, it's a woman loving woman relationship, like, that is such like a weird, gross stereotype that like women who date other women will immediately like move in, U-Haul, get attached, get married, have kids like within a year of knowing each other. And I just don't, I like, on one hand, yes, women do, I think, connect with each other in a more meaningful way than maybe men and women connect with each other. I potentially agree to that. However, women still see red flags. If anything, I feel like women are much more discerning and like willing to discuss and talk about like the red flags that they see. So I don't feel like you can just come in here and be like, we're really living. Oh, sorry, whatever. Okay, I'm on my high horse. We're only 2 minutes in.
Like, we're extremely passionate and we connect on every single level. Two women loving each other. Those breakups are sometimes like super tumultuous and detrimental, and
tumultuous. I think every breakup is tumultuous. I think the longer that you're with someone, this is just my opinion, like if you are married to someone or like have kids with them or like live with them or whatever, yes, like the relationship becomes much more tumultuous. But I think that like in this situation, the relationship is probably like you could have easily just ended it and it wouldn't have been that tumultuous, you know?
Freaking hurts. It's like I hate having to explain that. I hate having to explain my pain.
You don't need to explain
why I hurt because we've only been together for 7 months. I think that's silly to ever have to like clarify or justify the way that I feel when I am going through a broken heart and when I'm going through actual true pain. So not only do I not want to talk about my heartbreak, I don't want to talk about my love life. From this point forward, it's not happening. So whether I am flirting with someone.
Okay, here we go. This is the clip I saw. I think this is her soft launch of a new partner, because she's saying, this person you're not going to know anything about. And I don't think that that's true. I think we're going to find out everything about this new person, or she's going to do that, like, the hint dropping. But I also think that, like, everyone agrees that the Feline era was the most boring season, the most boring chapter. And that's a bummer, because, like, Amber's got nothing else going on. And if we're just, like, we're just, like, hee with this person off screen. Ugh, so boring. God, all right.
I'm in a situationship with someone. I'm getting into a relationship with someone. I'm going on dates. No matter what it is, I will not be speaking about it. I do not feel safe to do so, and I don't think I ever will. There were things that happened when I was with Tommy. Personal things were discovered, found out. There was...
Okay, in fairness, I think Emily, Tommy, whatever you want to call her, was like going out of her way to like post stuff on the internet. And I think, personally, if it was any other sort of like private activity, you know what I'm talking about, that wasn't going to cause active harm to their partner, everyone would have just left it alone. Do you know what I mean? Like, if there was another private activity, that's the word that I'm going to use, that like you were interested in, you were posting on in your like whatever, these weird like uncomfortable websites, and it was like it wouldn't necessarily have an impact on you, right? Like if you are into feet, right? Like that's I think genuinely nobody would have cared. It's the fact that like this specific activity caused harm to you potentially and like the partners that Emily was with. That's why I think everyone cared. And I don't think anyone would argue it's fine to like dox people or to go figure out their information, you know, like the way you did with Jordy's stuff. But like the information that is posted publicly to like weird forums like this, I think is fair game. That's fair information because they posted it out there on their own without any prompting.
Doxing and harassment and threats. I no longer want to put someone and myself in the situation of having that happen. I wish people would just watch my life and not get involved with my life.
That is fair. Okay. I will say, Amber, you've got like literally nothing else going on in your content other than talking about your partner. And so if you want to like introduce more content into this, more topics to discuss, then I think yeah, potentially people would be more interested in those other things. But like if your only thing that you're doing is going on dates and then eating, then like that's what people are going to talk about. Do more work, put more work into it. This is frustrating me. This like sit down, I'm going to talk to you. You're in trouble. This is annoying. I'm annoyed.
When outside influences start to affect my actual real life relationships with people, that's when I know there's an issue. A lot of negative things happened, and those things would have never happened if it wasn't for the fact that I would have just like kept Tommy secret. Me and Tommy loved each other so much, and we wanted to share that with the world. And
but then like why didn't you? We wanted to share it. We loved each other so much, and we wanted to share that with the world. First of all, you knew this woman for literally no time. You didn't know things about her. Secondly, that's fine. You don't need to. Like there are several YouTubers that I'm thinking of that like don't share details about their relationships. Like I watch several commentary YouTubers who like maybe mention that they are in a relationship or that they're married or like whatever, but we don't know things about that person. We maybe see them on camera like every once in a while even, but like we don't know stuff about them. And they do just fine because they offer something different. Your only thing is vlogging your life. So that's what people are going to talk about. Why? Ugh. Anyway.
That was new for me because I had just got out of 2 relationships, a situationship that all of them wanted to be private. So it was exhilarating to me to be able to be like, this is Tommy, someone that I love so strongly and who also loves me back. So we both genuinely wanted to share that with the world, but in doing so, it ruined us both. I want to be able to come on here and share my life with you, and that includes my love life, but I can't do it anymore. It's going to be hard. It's going to be different. But from this point on, I'm not going to talk about anything to do with relationships. We're not going to.
All right, mark the calendars. She said this on, what did we say? February 7th. This is her mom's birthday. How long? I'm going to say March 7th, 1 month before we know about a new romantic partner. 1 month before she like laid this hard, this is how it's going to be before it's all gone.
Talk about if I'm going to be single for the rest of my life. Like, we're just not talking.
The thing is, though, Amber, you definitely should be single for just a hair. I'm watching some of the Crystal into Destiny era transition, and there was overlap. There was not even a single breath in between those two. And I think if you break up with someone, especially if it was like someone that you loved so deeply, such a soft and gentle love, you need a second. Every single one of these is like a rebound, and that's no way to do. You gotta be good with yourself for a little bit. Just focus on Amber, you know?
Talking about any of that anymore. And it's not a punishment, even though I'm sure it feels like that to a lot of people. It's just to protect myself and the people I love, whether that be now or in the future. I just think that there are consequences to people's actions, and this unfortunately is a consequence for all of us.
We're all in trouble.
Hello. It is the next day. It is February 8th. So I just put Wasabi in his cat carrier because today is their yearly vaccinations / checkups and stuff. And poor Wasabi is meowing, but my mom is about to come pick me up.
So Wasabi, we've established now, does not like the cat carrier, despite the fact that he was in that cat carrier for 19 hours when you drove to Wisconsin. Just saying. I'm really hoping. I think someone else maybe mentioned this, that the cat and dog were microchipped, so I'm really hoping that actually happens. We'll see. I feel like this is, when they did it for my dog, it was like nothing. It was like a super quick little whatever. And they just did it when they did the other vaccination. So hopefully it's nothing that we can just get it done right now. What else are we doing? We're already here. Get it done, you know? I look forward to you telling us that.
I'll be here in like 2 minutes.
You know, after 10 years of having these animals. Oh, people will know how Large your soul by how you treat a dog. Aw.
Alright, you guys, so I've been home for a little bit. I have 2 healthy fur babies, of course. Okay, so I want to do a taste test. I'm actually...
Okay, so we're just jumping right into it. Okay, so no conversations about getting the cat and dog microchipped. I feel like, given the fact that that was like the very first thing that I noticed in the vlog that I watched. If you go back and watch like my first vlog, I talk about this, or the first video that I made, I talk about how that was like the first thing that I noticed was that like everyone was roasting her for not having these animals microchipped. I'm curious. I'm gonna have to like go look at the comments later, I guess, and figure out like, is everyone else talking about this? Because why she would have mentioned that? She reads all the comments. Why wouldn't she have mentioned that? Whatever. Anyway, secondly, oh, okay. In the last one, we were talking about how she was like, yeah, I ate 2,100 calories and I gained 2 pounds, and we were like, maybe it's all the sodium. Maybe it's all that sodium. Maybe you should slow it on the sodium, because that is I don't know a ton about nutrition, but I do know that that's like one thing that's going to help you retain water, and blah blah blah, whatever. And immediately, the very first thing, she's like, you gotta see me try these chips as if nobody's ever tried chips before. Anyway.
Actually about to make me a sandwich. I've been obsessed with sandwiches lately, but I wanted to try these 2 chips that I got. The first one is black bean spicy jalapeno. I don't know if I've ever had these before. They do sound a little familiar. Let's give them...
I don't know if I've ever had these before. Why are you doing a taste test if it's like not a new thing? What? I don't know if I've ever had these before. I guess I assumed that these were like brand new products that she was like, oh, everyone's gonna want to know what my thoughts on it are. Oh, so it's just like any other chip that's ever existed. She's like, I'm gonna try Doritos for the first time. Have you ever tried these? Nacho cheese. Nobody's ever had them before. There's regular chips.
That is genuinely the faintest jalapeno flavor I have ever...
I assumed they probably would be.
...had in my life. If my eyes were closed, I would not taste jalapeno. And they're not spicy, at least not to me. I handle spice really well, so maybe to the average person, there might be a little kick. But regardless, the flavor is good. I just can't...
So they're just regular
tell you what that flavor is. Next one I want to try are these. It is in a different language, but here in the back you can see it's garlic bread, so let's try it. Oh my god. They won't open. I have to do it like this. I don't like doing it like that. So it's also a sun chip. All right. Whoa.
Whoa.
That actually genuinely tastes like garlic bread. What? That's good. Okay, guys.
Oh, okay. There's something so dystopian and like troubling about watching her do taste tests for like boring foods, but like also junk foods. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're just chips. Nobody cares. Nobody cares. You know, like maybe the second one actually somebody might have been interested in, but do you think people are actually like coming to watch those? Do you think somebody's like, ooh, I want to try these garlic bread sun chips. I've never tried them before, and they're gonna find this video and watch it? Like, who's that for? Who is this for? I don't know. I don't like it.
So I have a real quick Amazon haul. First things first is I got some new slippers. I highly recommend these slippers because I get a new pair every year. So they're just black, and the brand is Everfoams. It literally says cozy and comfort. Very true. So I also got some blush. It's NYX Professional Makeup.
This is more stuff that I'm like, do you think somebody's like, I want to try this NYX blush, and they are going to somehow find and watch 6 minutes and 44 seconds to find this review? Or, like, what is her goal with these? Is it just, like, that she needs something to, like, fill out the vlog? I think that's what it has to be. But, I don't know. I'm like, nobody cares. These are regular things that people are buying. And so it feels almost like if I were to come home with my groceries from a regular day of shopping, and I'm like, oh, I bought this tinfoil. Do you want to hear this is my review on the tinfoil. That would be so the just like the non-time. I can't. It's exhausting. I can't believe people are actually watching this. I mean, it has like 40,000 views or something, but like, I can't believe anyone is watching. Who's tuning in for this? Who's watching this? I want to know. I want to know who the real viewers are. I assume it's only haters because those are the only comments that I see, but someone must be watching this.
Buttermelt blush in the color Butter Together. So
Butter
cute.
Together.
Right? First impressions when I open it. It isn't as pink as it looked on Amazon.
I feel like for me, maybe it's just because I'm really pasty. Blush could be too. It can be too pink too quickly. So, and we're both not like tan people. So I would say it's probably more. Blush gets real pink real quick. So like don't whatever.
Girl. So that's what it's looking like. We can really do
like
it first impressions. I'm just gonna use my finger because why the heck not?
Honestly,
I will say it is super like creamy feeling. Is that the buttermelts they're talking about? The lighting isn't 100%.
Okay, in fairness,
I will say just based on like
anything.
how it goes on and like the little bit of like glow it gives, which I can see it in real life, but
I see no glow
on the camera. I can tell that you guys can't really see it. I recommend, and this is on a face with no foundation whatsoever, so I imagine on a good day when I have like foundation on, it's actually going to be really cute. So I also wanted to try this brand Happy Wax. They're soy wax melts, so they're healthier, it's natural ingredients. So it came with a 3-pack. I got fresh cotton, lemon verbena, if I'm pronouncing that wrong I do apologize, and calming lavender. And what I love about this, they're literally just tiny little bears. You literally just plop them on your little wax melt thing. Oh my.
I don't ever really use wax melts. But like the thing that I can't understand is who is watching these? Who is watching you for this? Is there somebody who's like really interested in these like whatever, these happy melts, whatever they're called, and they're like, I'll watch to 7 minutes and 54 seconds to get her thoughts on like whatever this wax melt is. Is that really happening? That's what I'm so confused by. I almost wonder if she could, this is like just a thought for Amber, and I have other thoughts. I've been thinking about this. Like, how could you improve your channel? If she were to do like shorter, like a 1-minute review and post just a review of the whatever it is that she's doing her review on. Do you know what I mean? Like, if she were to just become like a review channel, people might actually be more interested in that, and they wouldn't have to watch like all this nonsense about your life. Like, why not do a review of like just each of these things individually, and that way people who are interested in those products could maybe find you and watch them. Just a thought.
Oh my god, that smells so good. And when I was looking at reviews and stuff, some people like mix and match. They would add like one of these and one of another. So I got these off of Amazon just so like a quicker shipping situation type deal. But there's like a whole website and they have so many different scents. So if I like these, I might actually start sticking with these instead of like what I have been using. Well, folks, since I filmed...
So she usually only uses things, I think, from like Walmart, like those random wax melts and stuff like that. So I believe that these are probably going to be a better quality than like what you usually get from like a big box store. But now I'm curious to see what she says when she says, so sad. This would have been a perfect part of your vlog, of your like mini review, if you had just done like a 2-minute review of this.
On this, I have used them and they smell a lot better in the bag.
They smell a lot
better. You
can
barely smell them once they're actually...
smell them. Okay. Conspiracy theory too. She has COVID in this. What if she can't smell it because she has COVID?
In use? I'm so disappointed because I was looking...
What if you were losing your sense of smell in the middle of like of using these when you opened them, whatever, a day ago or 20, whatever, a couple hours before, and you could smell them, but now that the COVID is creeping in, you're losing your sense of smell because that's usually the first thing to go.
Looking forward to using them. I also got some Band-Aids because #excoriation problems.
Some button Band-Aids? Wait, what is excoriation? Dude, I've never even heard of that word before. What is excoriation? Let's look it up. What does that mean? Excoriation. Okay. Oh, okay. Excoriation disorder, more commonly known as dermatillomania, a mental disorder on the obsessive compulsive spectrum that is characterized by the repeated urge or impulse to pick at one's skin. Oh, to the extent that either psychological or physiological damage is caused. Oh no. I'm also thinking because I just watched the story the first time that she had gotten cellulitis because she had like hit her toenail or something like that. I'm wondering if doing something like constantly picking at your skin, especially if it's like an area that has low circulation and maybe is like unwashed, potentially that is going to that could potentially put you at like really high risk for cellulitis. Hmm.
Last but not least, I got this for my members live stream to do, but I realized, how am I going to do a Lego on members live stream? I have no like setup for you guys to actually.
I have no setup. If only there was some like internet space where maybe I could purchase items that would help me set it up. I'm like, why I feel like the members live streams, I mean everything she does is honestly like just the lowest effort content you could ever imagine a human being putting out. Why not put in some effort and like figure out how to do this? Do you know what I mean? Like take some effort. The thing that was like driving me nuts about her reaction video was that she didn't do like a picture in picture. She did like a just click back and forth, which is fine, obviously. But like just like put some effort in. Learn how to do something. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. Honestly, I've been thinking about this. If the members live stream, because she's like, it's a lot of like just sitting there and me talking, which is fair. That's like what all of your content is. I think it would be valid for you to like put in some effort and have like a thing that you're doing. Do you know what I mean? I talked about Sophia Nygaard before. I watch her content, and I don't know if she still does it, but they used to do like where they would be doing stuff live. Doing stuff live. Do you know what I mean? And maybe there was like someone moderating it or helping to like whatever view the comments and that sort of stuff. And maybe you don't have that. Maybe I don't even know. But like I think it's valid, and you don't have to read every single comment. Like, why not have the members' live streams be like a thing that you're doing together? Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants my opinion on stuff. Whatever.
Watch me do it, and then I wouldn't be able to read the chat, and it's just gonna get super confusing. So I'm just gonna ask my members during my next members live stream like what you guys want me to do. So yeah,
I'm just gonna get on live and I'm gonna say what do you want me to do, guys? I planned nothing. What do you want me to do for these? Why not plan ahead? This is so frustrating to watch. Why not put in some effort before? I feel like, personally, if members were to come in and you were to say, like, hey, I have something planned for us to do, and we can just chat and, like, whatever, and, like, I'll take, some super chat questions or whatever. I'm not a member. I've watched some, like, reactions to things. I think that would be received really well, personally, but nobody's asking my opinion on this, so.
I don't know.
The next day, oh man, we're flying through days.
Good morning, good morning.
Good morning.
And we saw boys. It's a baby boy. As you can see here, it is the 9th of February.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we've got our, like, all these videos that she's got prepped. Scheduled. Ugh. Why not just do, like, one every day? You know what I mean? Like, we're so far behind. Why not just, like, catch yourself up, I don't know.
And I have 1, 2.
Also, my last response to Beck, it's sitting in her queue right now. My last response to Beck, she stayed up until 3 a.m. She was so anxious. She had to film it. And then she put it on here and she scheduled it for, like, days later. Cool.
3, 4, 5, 6 videos scheduled.
Why?
And this is a reaction. I genuinely enjoy doing that, but it took me forever. This video.
And God forbid you put in any effort to prepping for anything. It took me forever to do. Okay? I don't know what else to tell you. Like, people put in effort for their jobs. I'm getting too frustrated. I gotta take a deep breath.
Video took hours and hours to make, but I kind of liked it. Okay, guys, so I'm actually in the middle of doing some laundry, but I woke up with a
Why does she have nothing hanging up in her closet? Is that weird?
headache, a sore throat. My fingers are crossed that it is just allergies. I don't get sick. I never get sick. Before my hysterectomy, which I had in 2020 due to having uterine...
I'm sorry, you never get sick? Amber, with all the love in the world, I think you might be one of the most medically fragile people I don't know you in real life, but I know of. I highly doubt that you never get sick. But in fairness, okay, my other thought, you don't do anything. You don't go anywhere. So I guess maybe it is like there are no germs introduced to you. So
cancer, I would get sick with a cold once a year, and I would get norovirus once a year, usually like January or December. So that was just like my pattern of life. That was genuinely only happening for the few years that I was experiencing my uterine cancer.
So for the few years that you had uterine cancer, you got sick twice a year. Only. Ever. Okay.
Cancer symptoms. So I think my immune system was like really bad. But then I had the hysterectomy. I got the cancer out of me. And since then, I haven't had a cold, haven't had the flu, haven't had norovirus, nothing like that. The only
What? I mean, in fairness, she doesn't go anywhere. But I don't think that that's true. I feel like again, I'm watching some old videos. But before, like, the cancer situation, she had a runny nose or just, like, was sick, like, all the time. We also watched a whole video, like I talked about the cellulitis, which I had to learn. I wish I had some way to get that information out of my head. The whole story of her getting cellulitis, that was horrifying. I don't know. I don't think that this is true.
Sicknesses I get is, unfortunately, cellulitis because I have lymphedema, and the first time I ever had...
Is lymphedema? Maybe it is. Is that like a reason to get cellulitis? She got it when she was really young. When I first heard cellulitis, I thought it must have been something to do with cellulite. That makes sense, right? So like a infection in your cellulite. No, it's like a skin infection that like comes because you get like some sort of puncture wound, potentially from picking at it, I guess, and then germs are introduced to it. So like living, or like, I don't want to say like it, but like it was like poor hygiene is a big reason people get cellulitis, because like there's bacteria on your skin, and if you have too much bacteria, you're more likely to get this infection. Anyway, Rose.
Cellulitis was when I was 16, so now it just stays doormat. It's very unfortunate.
Okay, that's the quote that I heard. It just stays doormat. She does things like that to troll us, right? I think so. She has to be. But then on the other hand, I'm like, was she sitting there and she was like, you know what? What'll really get them all fired up is if I like say it just stays doormat in me. I don't know. That feels like too much planning, given the fact that she's not even willing to like put in any work to prep for like her live stream.
But like colds and flus and things like that, like I don't get them, and I was expecting like once I moved to Oklahoma that I was going to be sick all the time, because I go places with my mom a lot, multiple times a week. I'm going to like crowded places, like, and
she's like, it's so weird, I'm going places. In fairness, Amber, we've seen you go to really just like the grocery store and then to the bingo hall or whatever it is that you're going to. It's not really like you're going to a lot of places. And also, those places you don't need to be like all up in somebody's business. You know what I mean? It's not like you're like breathing, like there's tables of separation between you. Sure, it's crowded. That's the kind of place that would have not been allowed during like the lockdowns and stuff. But I wouldn't say that those are like super high risk. It's not like you're going to like a preschool where kids are just like running up and coughing in your face, or like working in a medical, or going somewhere, whatever. Anyway, those are like actually, I would say probably safer places, but Whatever.
Still, in a year and a half, have not gotten sick. Very grateful for that. So I woke up today with some like allergy symptoms. I'm hoping that's literally all it is. I will say, for the size that I am, my immune system is amazing, because I literally, on Thanksgiving of 2023, I hugged someone who had COVID. They didn't know at the time that they had it. They thought they were just sick, and then a couple days later
they thought they were just sick, so they still came to Thanksgiving. I'd be like, no, go to your house, be sick there.
the test, it was positive, and I never got it. Months later, one day at bingo, my mom was just not feeling well. She was like, can you feel my forehead? Does it feel hot? And I was like, yeah, it does a little bit. We were sharing a drink. We were sitting right next to each other. Well, long story short, she had COVID. I never got it. It's just like, I'm so grateful for my immune system. There are a lot of sicknesses happening right now. Like,
I'm so grateful for my immune system. I will say, again, I'm going to say this one more time. Amber, you are one of the most medically fragile people I've ever maybe seen in not real life. I'm aware of.
people who usually don't get sick are getting sick. Literally 2 examples of that is my grandma and my stepdad. They both recently got over being sick, and I just recently saw them. Thankfully,
Wait, so your grandma and your stepdad, they also never get sick? This whole family, they're so healthy.
They are feeling better. But yeah, I'm about to finish up my laundry, and I'm just gonna like rest for the day. Okay,
Sure.
you guys.
I'm just gonna rest for the day. It normally is doing so much, so I'm glad she's gonna like take it easy, take it slow.
So it's been a long time since I spoke to you guys, and
It's been a long time. You're wearing the same shirt. What? Is
Get a
this like the
Lululemon
next
exclusive
day?
Everywhere
Did you
belt
sleep
bag
in
with an
that
AG1
shirt?
welcome kit while
Gross.
supplies last.
I
Nutrient
know,
replenishment
but,
is
like,
crucial, and
it's probably, but ew.
I have more symptoms: shivers, loss of appetite.
I'll be honest, she looks terrible. She looked like those circles under her eyes. Oof. Yeah.
Normal temperature is always 97.2. It's like the weirdest thing. And last time
Your normal temperature is always 97.2. Question, just curious. If you normally feel well all the time, you never get sick, why do you know what your normal temperature is so well? Like, that would suggest that you're taking your temperature all the time. Whatever.
I checked it, it was 98.6. So that is a little warm for me, but definitely not a fever. I'm about to check in again. We have 99.0. Oh no. I'm trying to figure out, like, is this cellulitis or did I catch a cold, the flu, whatever the hell is going on right now? Please don't even get me started on the weird misty fog that's been in Oklahoma. And the night that I went to bingo, it was so bad.
Don't even get me started on the weird misty fog. This is how I know that you're not going outside enough, Amber, because you don't know that, like, mist happens. It's just moisture in the air. I think you don't need to worry. You're fine with that. It's not gonna do anything to you, so you'll be okay. Yeah, the misty fog isn't part of this.
Like, you genuinely could barely even see like 10 feet in front of you. It was crazy. It's like, what are they putting into the air? Is this mist?
What are they putting into the air?
But yeah, I forgot.
When we were driving home from Christmas this year, it was some of the worst fog I think I've ever seen, and it was very scary. I would agree. It did not at any point occur to me that there might be COVID in the air, but I'm gonna say that this is like just a weird, like, Amber maybe spends too much time on conspiracy theory websites, because like there's always been fog. There was like a whole the Great London Fog. There's like, fog is fine. It's a normal part of like our planet's weather. But then people will kind of connect it to weird stuff, and they'll be like, is it part of COVID? And it's like, no, fog has always been there. You don't need to worry about it. It's just like a thing that happens.
It may be, I'm gonna just get like Dayquil, NyQuil. Regardless,
Sure.
I have the shivers, I'm cold, just overall do not feel good. So I'm gonna go to sleep for the night. I'm trying very hard to warm myself up. I have this massive sweater thing on me. I have 2 blankets on me, which I usually do anyways, but I also have like a pillow on me, and I'm just trying to be as warm as possible.
The next day. Oh,
Hey
4
guys,
days.
So it is the next
No, you're
morning.
still wearing that shirt.
It's 6 a.m.
I don't know if this is just like me, but I do not like to wear daytime clothes in my bed. I think that's gross. Maybe that
and my
wasn't
fever
like
is
a
101. My whole body just hurts so bad and it feels so freaking hot. It's really scary for someone my size to like have a fever and to get sick.
I would agree.
And I just feel really awful. I'm about to take me a Tylenol. You guys know me.
Sure.
I hate taking medicine, so you must know. This girl wants her fever down. And I'm going to be washing it down with a Gatorade Zero.
There was another vlog that I watched where she drank 4 cans of soda and no water. And there's one thing I know about being sick is that they're always like, you need to drink more water than usual. Let me take a sip of water while I'm thinking about it. Yeah, maybe drink some water. Just a thought. I don't know. I've heard though that like once I had like I forgot what it was. I had some sort of ear infection or something, and the doctor said if you do 50% Gatorade and 50% water, that's a really good mixture because it has like this, you know, the electrolytes or whatever. But I will say, if you're gonna do like the whatever this is, a Gatorade or something, that probably has a lot of sodium in it. So, just throwing that out there. I don't know. Just be careful with that.
I feel so delirious right now. Oh my god. So
Delirious.
I contacted my mom. And I was like, I don't mean to bother you. Can you get me more Gatorade? Because this is my last one.
And I can't drink water, so can you get me some more?
And I think she's gonna get me medicine and stuff. So my stepdad just brought me some Dayquil, NyQuil, Alka-Seltzer, plus some home-style chicken noodle soup.
Some canned soup. I will say, I feel like you definitely, instead of having, well, I mean, maybe you just want to rely on your family to do this, but like you definitely could have DoorDashed this or like gotten a Instacarted it or something like that.
A big old thing of Sprite Zero and some more Gatorade.
A big old thing of Sprite Zero.
Oh my god, I'm so grateful. So update, my leg still isn't right or anything, so it's not cellulitis.
It's not cellulitis.
I got a really big nap-in.
She's still wearing the same shirt. I don't know if this is just me, but like being in the same clothes for long periods of time makes me feel so gross. I hate it. Yeah, no, I think you need to, not to tell you how to live, but I would say you should change that. Especially if you've been like sweating. Ugh. Gross.
Now I'm sneezing, my nose is runny. The whole 9 yards. I have every symptom you can think of when it comes to being sick. But I want to go take a shower and hopefully it'll like clear my sinuses a little bit. I do want to end this vlog because I'm literally just going to be sick and resting for the rest of the day. And I don't want to like annoy you guys. Really, it's been, oh my god, since 2020. It's been 5 years since I've been sick.
It's been 5 years since I've been sick. Okay. Sure. I think we could easily go back and probably look and be like, here's the other times that you've been sick. But sure. The first time you've been sick in 5 years. I believe it.
And it does give me a little anxiety. So
that is fair. If you are a person who is like very medically fragile, getting sick, it would be really scary. I would agree. I think like you are a person who I would be really worried about getting sick in this situation. Yeah, I think everyone would be like, yeah, this is a frightening situation. I'm worried for you.
Anyways, I'm gonna rest, keep taking medicine, go shower.
Sure.
I look a wreck. I'm currently taking an at-home COVID test. Oh. I just got off the phone with my mom. I'm crying like a little bitch. Fully aware I have COVID. Just like, what the fuck? Like, I know like, I'm gonna be okay, but like, it's scary.
I know that I'm gonna be okay. Girl, I hope so. I don't know. I feel like I would be worried. I would say you should maybe call somebody. You should call a doctor or something. I don't know. Like, I think when COVID first happened and we were very much like, we don't know what's going on, blah, 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 whatever. We were all there. It was valid to be really scared. I would argue that, like, there are people who are, again, very medically fragile who should be worried, who are like not, if they get sick, like that's a really scary big deal. So I don't know. I think it's valid that you're scared. I would be scared too if I was you.
I don't know why. So the test that I have, I already checked, and it expires in a couple months from now. But
I've heard that those
I
don't
love this
actually,
test
or like
because
do you remember they were like, we're gonna, all of these are expired. I've heard that they don't actually expire that, or like they're fine even if they're expired, I think, or they can still be effective.
test for like all the flus, test for flu A, flu B, and obviously
That's kind of
COVID,
cool.
which is a dark line with a light line.
Sure.
And there was my thing.
And there's your
Like, I
dark line with
genuinely
your
am
light line.
so shocked. Like, I didn't expect to be the one. I thought I was.
I didn't expect to be the single one, the first person to have ever gotten COVID. I didn't expect to be the singular person who has gotten it.
I was just gonna go my whole life without it, and I don't know. I'm just kind of like scared. So
Sure.
like I don't know
I think it's valid that you're scared. I would be scared.
what to do. Like I know this is crazy, and I just have anxiety, and anxiety lies to you. And I'm genuinely a mess. And why am I documenting this for the whole world? Who knows? I've genuinely tried to end this vlog like 100 times, but I keep having something to say. It's just crazy to me that like I was fixing to shower, and then I remembered that I had a COVID test that also tested other flus, and I was like, this just feels weird to me. So before I got in the shower, I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take the test. I genuinely, wholeheartedly was expecting like nothing to pop up, like nothing at all. I have gone so long without COVID.
I mean, I think that's fair. I will say that like it has become endemic, and so basically we've all just accepted that like at some point we're gonna get it, similar to the flu, and that's like why we try to stay healthy. I think one thing that could be really helpful for Amber is if she were to look at this situation and say like, that was really scary. I don't want to put myself in a situation where I'm at super high risk of getting, if I were to get sick, something terrible happening. Do you know what I mean? I think it would be great if we were to see Amber use this as like a wake-up call, is what I'm saying. You know what I mean? Like if she were to say like, I gotta make some changes because like that was really scary. I don't think that's gonna happen given that like, whatever, like the whole time she got cancer and they were like, please take care of yourself, and she was like, I'm not going to. But yeah, I mean, like, use this as your wake-up call. This is your sign. This is, if you're looking for a sign to declutter something, Amber, as you said, this is your sign. This is the time to be like, I need to take my health seriously because I don't want to be a person who's medically fragile and people are terrified if I get sick at 35. Whatever. Nobody's answering.
But yeah, I didn't want to leave you guys in the middle of me having like a complete panic freak out. And I know to a lot of people, you guys are probably like, why is she reacting that way? I've always had this weird irrational fear of COVID. That's actually how my grandpa passed away. And I know a lot of people have suffered with like long COVID, and
I think if there's anyone who should be worried about you getting COVID, it's you. That's valid. I don't think anyone's gonna be like, why are you so worried? I'd be like, no, I think you need all the oxygen that you can. You seem like an extremely medically fragile person. You should be worried. I'm worried for you.
Life pass away from it, and obviously it's a scary thing. So
there's been over like 1.1 million Americans who have from it, who are no longer alive because of it. I probably can't say that. There's been over 1.1 million Americans who are not a part of our world anymore because of COVID. Okay, I think it's valid to be scared, especially if you are, again, a medically fragile person.
Someone who like never gets sick, someone who is over 500 pounds. The whole thing genuinely just freaks me out, but I am calmer now. Good. My mom helped calm me down. I was like, do I go to a doctor? And she was like, no, you probably should. It's just one of those things that you have to like quarantine and just wait it out, take medicine to feel better. But if I do notice myself getting worse, then obviously I might like have to see a doctor or something.
Didn't she say at some point that she had gone to see a doctor? Am I wrong about, or like she had gone to the hospital about this? I'll be honest, I think you probably do need to go to the hospital. Like that is I don't even think that seems like a weird thing to say. Like, you are a very medically fragile person. I would like you to go to a doctor. Okay, we're gonna watch the next one here. This is my experience. I guess we're gonna see more COVID stuff. That's good.
Hey guys, it is February 11th. How are you? So if you guys remember in my last vlog,
fine.
I tested positive for COVID for the first time ever.
Mm-hmm.
I'm telling you, I have had every symptom there is to a flu, to a cold, and it's genuinely been all mixed together. I have had.
I'm not at all surprised. Yeah, like, and this is everyone, almost everyone. Most people have had COVID at this point. Yeah, it sucks. When I had COVID, it was the most tired I can ever remember being was when I had it. So, I would agree. Yeah, it's probably not going great. You probably feel terrible.
Had a high fever. I have had the shivers. I have been super sweaty, and then all of a sudden super cold. I've had loss of appetite.
Not to be rude, but she looks like she hasn't showered yet either. And if she's been sweaty and ugh, and like this has been what, like 4 days of not showering.
Ugh. I've had nausea, headache, sore throat, swollen and painful lymph nodes, body aches, stuffy nose, runny nose.
Swollen and painful lymph nodes. Is she just reading off a list? Did she just Google like all the symptoms of COVID? Because I don't know. I would be genuinely shocked if she knew what a lymph node was, where it was, and what it meant for it to be swollen and painful. I would be genuinely shocked. But she does have lymphedema, or she said she has lymphedema, so maybe she does. But I think that would be, like, if you have swollen and painful lymph nodes, wouldn't it be bad for your lymphedema? I don't know. I feel like it has to be, right?
Cough, sneezing, chest pain like no other.
Yeah.
My breathing is worse than usual. Some of my weirdest symptoms is just like I feel delirious, and I think it's just due to like the on and off fever, which I currently don't have now. And I also
you're probably super dehydrated. It's really easy to get dehydrated.
Feel like super fatigued, but then at the same time I get random like bouts of just like energy. Today's day 3 of my symptoms. Day 1 I thought, okay, is this allergies? Is this cellulitis? Sure. It was day 2 when I was like, I have a flu and COVID test, so why not take it? And then that's when I tested positive, and then today's day 3. So I am having to quarantine, which...
What day? This is February 11th. Let's look this up. Okay. February 11th. Oh, is this when she was on the live stream? Oh, this must have been that when she like when she told everyone. I watched this on Salty Crab. When she tells everyone that she has COVID, and then everyone's like, she's like, should I just go rest? And everyone's like, no, stay on the live stream.
Which is hard because I have to take Twinkie outside multiple times a day, but thankfully I have masks, and I'm also washing my hands extra, hand sanitizer, etc., etc. So today is actually...
I mean, if you're going outside, maybe it's just to go through like a hallway if she lives in an apartment. But I'm like, if you're just going right outside, then it's probably fine. Just stay away from people, I guess, right? I don't know. Whatever.
I feel awful, and sure. I personally don't want to go on live stream and be like, hi guys, I have COVID, because I don't want that to be like the topic of discussion, because it actually gives me anxiety. It's different when I vlog a couple minutes and then I move on and I try to distract myself, but with like a 2-hour live stream, I'm afraid that's gonna be like the main focus that people are gonna be talking.
I think it ended up being the main focus of what you were talking about, wasn't it? Yeah. I don't know. I'm really curious to know, like, why, well, maybe she'll talk about this, but like, why didn't you just cancel it? Why didn't you just say, like, I don't feel well? I do think that, like, because this is only like the 3rd live stream that she's done, she's somehow getting away with charging $10 a month. I do think that, like, the audience is probably going to be like, no, you can't, no. Like, you need to be better at this if we're paying $10 a month for it. I don't know.
Talking about, so it's like, if I do live stream, I'm not even going to tell anybody that I'm sick. I don't know. It's just conflicting. So it's been like 20 minutes since my last clip. And I just took some Dayquil, and I can't taste it. And I also can't smell anything. So I just spent the last, like, 10 minutes trying to practice, like, an uptick in my...
I will say, I wonder if this will impact because by this point, she's not taking the semaglutide. But, like, I wonder if this will impact your appetite, that sort of stuff. If you're feeling like, I can't taste... Oh, my God, I just remembered. She said she was like, I can't even taste the jalapeno on these Sun Chips. I bet that probably had something to do with it too, right? She couldn't taste or smell.
My voice, because I have a lot of cameos that I have to do, and I don't want to be going on there like
Does she really?
sounding like this. I know a lot of people like suffered with COVID who had like real jobs, who had to like quarantine and sadly lost a lot of money and stuff. So I'm definitely grateful that I work from home, and I am privileged.
That I work. Oh, I was like, that she works from home. That was my first thought. I was like, oh, she has another job she does? Oh, no, she means that like the YouTube stuff is what, that she works from home doing that. Oh, I see.
Privileged in that way.
What I'm wondering is like, you're self-employed. You could just say, I'm not feeling well. You could have just said like, I'm sick. I need to take some time off. I'm thinking of like Zachary Michael, and they were like sick for. Oops, sorry. I'm thinking of like Zachary Michael, who was sick for a while, and they were just. Everyone said that's fine. Just like, you can stay home sick, or stay home. You know what I mean? You could not work. That's fine. This is confusing. Why not just say you're sick?
I'm not trying to like undermine what other people went through. I just definitely am struggling trying to keep up just with everything right now. And if you guys didn't watch my last vlog, like I've always had a massive fear of COVID. That's how my grandpa passed away. COVID is still here, still real, still scary. And I'm noticing like I am so short of breath, and that scares me because
that is really scary. If she is short of breath, I would say like you need to go to a doctor. You need to talk to somebody. You need to contact somebody, because that is really scary. If you are the size that she is and short of breath, like that is concerning. You need to go to a doctor. You need to talk to somebody.
I don't want to like have to go to the hospital. Like I tried to do some makeup and put my hair up in hopes that like I gain momentum to do my live stream, because I do not want to let people down. Like I would rather feel miserable for those 2 hours, feeling like actual
to let people down. I think to say that like you are going to let people down seems really self-important. I don't think anyone's really waiting on this in the way that you think they are. I think like Salty Crab is waiting because she is going to cover this. But I think it would be valid if you were to come on here and say like, thank you so much for your support, everyone. I feel terrible this week, or like this Tuesday. I have COVID. I need to be sick today. Definitely we're going to come back next Tuesday and do this, and this is how I'm going to make it up to you. You know what I mean? Like we're going to do another live stream on Saturday or something like that. I think like the interesting thing is that like Amber has such a weird, bad relationship with her audience that is likely not going to be an option. Is that like the audience is going to be like, no, we need you on here to do this. Whereas I feel like most other creators would probably be allowed to say that they were sick and people would just trust them.
Garbage, then have a lot of people be upset that I didn't live stream. Okay guys, so it's been about 30 minutes since my last clip, and I decided that I am going to go live, but I'm going to do it earlier than usual. So I'm going to go live in an hour and a half. So does
she not have like a standard time to do it? I thought that maybe I'm wrong about that. But if you're going to do a weekly, like we do this every week thing, wouldn't you want it to have like when you want it to be a standard time? I don't think I'd want to be like, oh, what time is it gonna it'll be a surprise to everyone every time. That would be really annoying.
Just posted a community tab letting everyone know, so I just want to kind of meet in the middle. I don't want to let anyone down, but I also want to be able to rest for the rest of the night. And I'm really sad because someone's like, girl, you got to give us more time. Why couldn't this be posted in the morning so we
why not plan one time? Just plan a time. Because if people are paying for this, whatever, they want to be they're amazingly paying for this. They want to be there for every whatever time period. So why not be prepared? Come in with the assumption that people will be watching, tuning in every week, and make it so they can plan their time around it. Do you know what I mean? Like say, we're going to do it at 7 p.m. my time every whatever.
Could be ready at 6 p.m., which is understandable, but I didn't know I was going to do this. But what made me sad was someone replied and said because she doesn't care about the convenience of others, even if they're paying her, which is not reality. And
dude, I think you cannot There is nothing that will kill your career faster, I think, on YouTube. And nobody wants my opinion on this, but I think the thing that people hate the most about when YouTubers do this is when they don't take their audience, or when they take their audience for granted. They don't appreciate their audience. And Amber doesn't seem to appreciate her audience. You know what I mean? She just sat down and had like a whole sit down conversation about how she was like, I don't want to talk about this with you, that you're being punished for this. That is going to kill your career. That's going to frustrate people so much. Like, this is your job. These people are your supervisors in a way. You know what I mean? They're your customers. And so if you're going to do this part of your job, you should have thought of this before. Do you know what I mean? I think it's valid. And I think if you had a better relationship with your community, that you could have said, like, I'm sick, and people would have just trusted it. But the thing is, like, nobody trusts you. Ugh. Anyway.
Behind the scenes, you guys can definitely see that. Like, it just makes me really sad. Someone commented, "No pants?" ? That is a true statement.
Yeah.
I currently am not wearing pants. I am wearing a dress, which 9 times out of 10 I am wearing a dress. And I wear pants usually only when I'm going in public, because I mean, who wants to see my legs? I mean, probably a lot of people, for the laughing stock of the matter, but I don't want my legs to be shown. Someone else replied with, "That would involve her sticking to a plan, and she's never had a good track record of those."
Ooh.
I'm trying.
That was I'm not gonna lie, a solid read. I was just watching a previous episode of her doing her squat challenge from like the very beginning. She was like 2 days of doing something. That's really good for me. And I can't stop thinking about it. If you can't do any, you don't have any like perseverance to do things for more than a single time. That would be really annoying. Like, just plan that you're gonna do this thing at this time. I don't know what else to tell you.
Really hard. Past Amberlynn, she would have canceled this live stream literally in a heartbeat. She wouldn't have second guessed it at all.
Past Amberlynn would have just skipped work. She wouldn't have cared at all. She would have just canceled it. I've grown so much. I'll be honest, I think I'm just like so frustrated because I'm like, this is your job. You were just saying like, I work from home. This is my job. So treat it like a job. You only, as far as we can tell, you have 2 dedicated hours of work time. 2 dedicated hours of work time a week. Do them. Be at work for that time.
I'm reading comments because I'm specifically looking for like my members'
I
comments,
think you didn't
because
read
I like to heart them or reply to them. But in the middle of all of that, I'm also seeing comments from people who aren't members.
Sure.
All right, you guys, so I'm in my live stream spot. So I am about to live stream right now. So when I show you guys random clips from my live stream, to me, it feels like it's a 2-minute trailer or a 3-minute trailer of like a 2-hour movie. Definitely not the highlights, not the low.
Yeah, I've been wondering about this, and I don't know if it's that she's trying to get us to sign up to be part of this live stream, but I think like we're seeing the only parts that matter. Do you know what I mean? Like, we're getting all the interesting bits from it, all the gossip, that it feels like just the most important parts of it. Watching these vlogs, like even watching a 13-minute vlog feels like a really long period of time. I can't imagine anyone intentionally sitting through the 2-hour live stream. When Salty Crab talked about it, she was like, it feels like so much longer. And I 100% agree. It's just like her sitting, talking, nothing of any particular interest being added. I can't believe anyone is watching them, honestly. And it sounds like nobody is. So.
Lights, just random little moments. So I have to be live in 30 seconds. So I'm gonna go. Hello. Okay. Brandon, hi.
Let's see if my Stitch Fix box matches my style file. My stylist tells me that I'm a rustic rebel.
The results really surprised me.
Hi. Wait. Brandon as in Brandon? What?
Brandon.
My jaw's on the floor.
Brendan is in Brandon. Do we know this Brandon? I'm trying to think, like, I don't know a ton of stuff, but I can't ever remember a Brandon coming up before.
I met Brandon in 2nd grade. And I'm just, like, in love with this boy. I'm like, oh my god. We become really good friends.
You remember people that you met in 2nd grade? I don't know. It's like, I'm trying to think of, like, if someone from my 2nd grade class they were to like sign onto a live stream, that I would immediately assume it was them. I don't know if I would.
All of a sudden we're in high school and I'm like in love with.
Wait. Okay, follow up. 2nd grade to high school, you knew him. Okay. But then how did we... I thought she said that she moved around a ton, or she wasn't in, like, the same spot. I'm trying to think of, like, I moved when I was in 1st grade. I would not be able to pick out any of those people who were in my first grade, like, in my 1st grade class, and be like, yes, I remember them. But I do remember people that I went, like, from, 2nd grade to high school with, right? Like, people that were in my 2nd grade class that I went all the way to high school with. So that means that... But I thought she moved around a lot. I'm confused by that. Did he move around with you?
Like, I'm like, what is going on?
That's not one of her brothers, no?
We decided to, like, date for a minute, and it was the most awkward thing in the whole world. Like, we genuinely couldn't do it. There was, like, the biggest dog.
I'm so confused, because I thought I was just, like I said, I was watching some, like, the old ones, because I'm starting from the beginning, and she was talking about her experience in foster care, and how she, like, moved around a ton, and she was, like, in foster care, bounced around all those places, starting at the age of, like, 10, right? How did she know, what? I'm so confused, how did she, so, like, theoretically, she could have met somebody in 2nd grade, would have known them for a couple of years. But then how did you meet? I don't know. Whatever. Anyway.
Dog, like, ever that I've ever seen in my life. But it was the sweetest little baby. Twinkie will bark at any small dog. Big dogs, like pit bulls, bulldogs, Rottweilers, or just any sort of big dog, right? Twinkie's just in love with them.
She's got that Chihuahua energy. Honestly, my dog is not super well behaved either. Obviously, he was just barking at stuff. But I love him anyway. But yeah, I don't know. He barks a lot too.
The math ain't mathin'. Dear Heavenly Father, grace me upon your presence. How do you feel about people calling you a narcissist? I like confront this with therapists in the past. I'm like, everyone calls me a narcissist. Like,
everyone calls you a narcissist. I didn't do any reaction to the like my last response to Beck because it felt weird. It was boring. It felt like weird, and I don't know enough about that storyline, but one thing that stood out to me was her saying, I didn't realize that Beck was, like, dissociating or wasn't paying attention or, like, whatever. That would suggest to me that you are really self-absorbed. You didn't notice anything. You didn't notice that a person was, like, completely uninterested in being there. Yeah, that would suggest, like, real narcissistic behavior.
Am I? Like, can we figure this out? Because I think it would genuinely just make me feel better if you just, like, diagnosed me and just went straight for it.
Just went like, straight for it.
Narcissist. But, like,
just like, bro, you're a narcissist. Okay, next conspiracy theory. That was very, like, a way that she doesn't always speak, right? I'm going to assume that is new romantic partner, the way that person speaks. Just throwing that out there.
I talked to two. And I'm going to talk to my new one about it, too. I'm not going to lie.
Talk to my new one about that. I'm not going to lie. That is, like, those are some new things that she's doing. Yeah, I'm going to guess that, like, new romantic partner talks like that.
And they're just like, bro no. They don't say bro. I don't know. Am I? I woke up today.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Weird. All she does is rest. You're a troll. How does batteries work? Like, I mean that so genuinely.
How does batteries work? What do you mean? Like, she doesn't know how... What?
My breathing is 98. My beats per minute is 72.
For someone who is not sick very often, it's very interesting that you would be in possession of a pulse oximeter, right?
Ooh. Hold on. Let's be calm.
Beats per minute, 92. That's really high. That is pretty high. For a resting heart... You're just sitting there. For a resting heart rate?
That made me anxious. It went up to 74. What? This is the most unemployed thing I've ever seen.
That was really funny. That got me off guard. I was just about to say something about the pulse oximeter where I was like, having a resting heart rate that is that high makes sense, but that's really high. This is the most unemployed thing I've ever seen. I would agree. It feels like Amber is just sitting there, just like hanging out, and I can't believe anyone pays $10 a month for it. In fairness, if you think about like people being like, you got to stay and do this, they paid like $250 to be there. You know, like that's us for 4 live streams a month. That seems fair. I think I'd be like, no, I feel like you know what I mean. Like, you got to put out. I don't get to work. Clock in. This is the most unemployed thing I've ever seen.
What is happening? That's crazy behavior. Even if it's BPD, emotions are still valid. That made me. I think with more therapy, I'm gonna learn that like maybe I am valid. Like maybe I don't feel valid because people never made me feel valid. Some trolls, I'm like, is something wrong with them? Should I just be nice? Like, I get confused. Stop. If you
Could you imagine watching 2 hours of this? She had to cut this down. This is like the highlights of it, and it's all just her being like confused and making weird noises. Torture. Oh my god.
Find out the real tea. Like,
The real
who gives
tea.
a fuck what I'm eating? Like, mind your biz.
Who gives a fuck what I'm eating? That's the only content that you post. That's why people care. That is the only thing that you have going on. I think there are probably people who care because they care about you, but I think the majority of people are like, the only thing you post about is how dangerously unhealthy you are, and so that's why I care. If anyone cares, that's why they care.
Anyways, that's the weirdest thing in the world to me.
Hours and hours later.
You guys, if I look like a mess, I have an excuse.
Wasn't she saying in the live stream, this is the only thing that I kind of remember, is that she was like, I need to go to bed. I'm so tired. I'm going to clock out. You know, like, I need to end this live stream because I'm so tired. Why did she stay up? Wasn't she tired?
No, so don't make fun of me. I'm also weirdly breaking out right here. I don't break out. Like, that's not something I experience often. Right now, it's currently hailing. I don't know what's going on, but there is ice falling from the sky. That is not snow.
Dude, the number of times that I've seen you, I've done 2 reaction videos now. We were confused by wind, we were confused by fog, and now we've been confused by hail. I think, like, Amber is just so amazed by weather. And I could have loved that for her. I've never met someone who, like, has lived on this earth their whole life and had just, like, no understanding of like regular things that happen with weather. It's like she's been living in a cave or something this whole time. What do you mean you don't know? You're like confused by the hail. You're confused by wind. I love that for you. Ice falling from the sky. So it's super late. Sure. And I was just editing some of this video, and I just wanted to pop in and say thank you guys so much for an amazing live stream today. So crazy, like, how I can literally just... I feel like Salty Crab was like, this was the most boring thing I've ever sat through. I hated it so much. And she's like, thank you so much for an amazing live stream. Transport myself into a different mind frame. Like, I forgot that I was sick for 2 hours, even though I did end up telling people that I had COVID in my live stream, even though I didn't want to, but someone asked. They were literally like, do you have COVID? And I was like, oh, that's funny. And then people were like, why is that funny? And then I was super insensitive. Do you have COVID? Oh, that's funny. No, it's not. That's not funny. That's scary. You should be scared. I would be scared if I was you. So I was like, COVID's definitely not funny. So let me explain. It's funny because I do have COVID and you're low-key psychic. I don't know. It's just scary. And genuinely, this whole time I thought I was supposed to quarantine for 10 days, but turns out it's just 5. I don't know how feeling... It's just 5. That'll really mess up your schedule. I feel like you quarantine all day, every day. I'm not gonna lie. This horrific means only 5 days of quarantine. That's wild behavior because I feel awful and I'm on day. Yeah, I will say, like, when I've had COVID, I've had it twice. The first time I was so tired for days, for like 4 days. And so I needed to not work longer than that. But yeah, no, I was like exhausted, felt terrible. So yeah, I would agree that the 5 days I think is feels like too short amount of time. But I think that's when they decided that you are no longer contagious to other people, so that's where it is. It's not like, because you could still stay home from sick and, you know, stay home from work sick. But it's like that you are no longer a danger to other people. That's what they're talking about. But also, I don't think Amber really understands medicine.
Tomorrow's day 4. So just day 4 and day 5, and then I can go peace out into the world. No, that's just, no. Seems very selfish. I do not.
They said, like, you don't need to intentionally quarantine yourself anymore. They didn't say go cough on strangers. There's a difference.
I don't want to get anybody sick. And you know what? Now that I'm thinking about it, am I breaking out because of that damn mask that I wear every day? Just 2 days now. Maybe my face isn't used to it. I don't know, but my lips are dry. Like, I am.
Did you not wear a mask during, like, the real, when we were all masking times? Is this the first time that you've worn it?
Oh, I'm just gonna drink some Gatorade, finish editing what I have of this video so far, and I will catch up with you guys in the morning. I hope that I wake up feeling better. I will let you guys know. For me, it's in hours. For you guys, it's in literally 2 seconds. Bam.
Yes, we know.
Hey guys, so it is the next day. It's February 12th, and I feel worse. I am not going to be vlogging today. I really just want to rest because I have a lot of anxiety, and it's really scaring me. Like, my oxygen level has dropped, and it's just, I feel like the COVID is literally just sitting.
There is something so terrifying about watching somebody who's like, I'm doing terrible. I feel terrible, and I have low oxygen, and I look awful. But I'm not going to seek medical attention. I'm going to record a video, and I'm going to post it 2 weeks from now, and it's going to be some sort of terrifying body horror situation. But I'm not going to go talk to a doctor, even though I probably definitely should. Ugh, this is hard to watch.
Right here in my body, and I just feel weird, brain fog, delirious, and I just need to take care of myself for the day.
You should. 12 hours later.
Hey guys, I really wasn't going to vlog today, and I'm sure I am a big ol' jump scare. I'm a mess right now. I am currently playing the new Mario Party Jamboree online right now, but I just wanted to give you guys an update that, like, I have the most horrific cough. Like, it is from deep within. This is gonna be TMI, but it is.
I don't like knowing about coughs. I don't want to know. Why did I really hate coughing. I think it's so gross. I don't want to hear about it. Okay, I'm going to prep myself. I'm going to push my emetophobia down. And I'm going to say it's fine. It's okay. She just has a cough. We're not going to see anything scary. She's just going to talk about it. She probably won't even cough on camera. Look at me, Amber. I'm using the tools I gained in therapy.
Extremely painful. And I'm coughing up like phlegm. And the cough just sounds horrific. Like yesterday, it started off as like a small cough. I'm sure some of you heard it in my live stream. But today it has like literally went on steroids. And it has created a monster of a cough. And I'm hoping that when I wake up...
Dude, I don't know how to tell you this. Nobody cares. Nobody wants to know. Nobody needs the details. This is just like when you were telling us about how you got diarrhea from taking the GLP-1 medication. Genuinely, nobody needs to know and nobody wants to know. Maybe don't tell us. Maybe just don't tell us. I don't want to know scary things that are happening with your body. I don't want to know gross things. I just don't. Nobody does. Nobody does. You could have honestly just said, like, I have a bad cough. That would have been plenty. But here we are describing it. Okay. Get through this, Rachel. You can do it.
Tomorrow, I feel better.
Good.
The cough is gone. I know that's like not realistic. My breathing's better. Thank God. I was worried about that for a minute. But like the cough is crazy. I am about to go to bed after I play this game. Oh, it's actually my turn right now. Give you guys a little peek-see-boo. And I have been needing
Dude, you gotta go to sleep. I don't know what else to tell you. Like,
to rest, yes. But I was able to complete my taxes today, so I did do something.
Dude, I gotta do my taxes. We put it off every year. Every year we're like, it'll be April 1st, and we're like, ugh, we gotta do these. if you're not an American, you don't even know how inconvenient and annoying doing taxes is. It goes on forever, and it's like a whole thing. So
productive, so I am happy about that. And another thing, I don't know if I mentioned this earlier, is my taste and my smell is like completely gone. Like, it's as if I've never been able to taste and
so the whole thing with the not spicy chips and the smelling the wax melts, my theory may be coming true.
Smell a day in my life. It is honestly the strangest thing in the world. Like, I was gonna make spaghetti last night for dinner, and that was when I was like really losing my taste, and I was telling the live chat that,
you know, my mom lost her sense of, I think mostly taste, but like smell as well, from chemotherapy, and eating is like just, it's gross now. It's like you can only rely on textures, and a lot of things, like when they don't taste good, like she's talking about spaghetti, it's just gonna feel like just like weird wet noodles. It's gonna feel awful. So
that, and they were like, it's gonna be like you're eating a bowl of worms, and I was like,
ew.
Oh my god. So I ended up not making spaghetti. But yeah, we're coming to the end of day 4 with COVID. It's like, I don't know if I had COVID longer than that. It's just like my symptoms started showing 4 days ago, or what really. I think that's possible. I don't know who I got it from, where I got it from. You know, I have speculations, and I have, you know, my grandma's been sick, my stepdad's been sick. I went to bingo recently, and
God, watching her do that like a toddler does. God, ew. Oh, that's so gross. I like can't deal with when toddlers do that. There's something that makes me just feel so like, God, I can't do it when people do it when they're adults. Oh God,
and
gross.
This guy was coughing the whole time, and he was sitting like just like 2 rows in front of me. Like, there's just so many.
Dude, I would have left. One time I went to go see a movie and there was somebody, this was even before COVID, there was somebody coughing and I literally had to leave. I can't do coughing. It grosses me out. It makes me feel so like it triggers my anxiety so much, like my phobia. I can't do coughing. I would have been like, peace out. I'm gonna move. I'm gonna be away from you. I can't do
Outcomes,
coughing.
it could have been
Not like,
anything.
I mean, obviously if you cough one time, like, live your life. That's a normal thing for people to do. But if I'm like listening to someone do like a hacking wet cough, oh my God, I can't.
No one's really to blame. Everyone's been sick lately.
It just happens.
And it definitely sucks, I'm not gonna lie.
Nobody's like intentionally getting other people sick.
It took 5 years for me to finally get COVID. Like,
She's
I
the
know this
one.
whole vlog
She didn't
is
think
nothing
she'd be
with
the
that,
one.
but that's literally what I'm just dealing with. But I am probably just gonna end this vlog, and like I said, after I play this game, I am just gonna go to sleep. Anyways, I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.
I have so many thoughts about this whole like couple of vlogs, but I've talked about all of them, I suppose. I do hope she's feeling better. I do think that like it would be great if we could get caught up a little bit more. So I'm not seeing information from like 2 weeks ago, because now I'm like, are you okay? And also I feel weird about you like clickbaiting you having COVID. I don't like that because that's making me feel very anxious. I wish I would have had some resolution, but nobody cares about my opinion. If you made it this far, I appreciate you so much. Please make some time to like and subscribe. I really appreciate it. We're new to this channel, and I'm just like, I'm dabbling. We're figuring it out. If there's anything you want me to talk about, anything like that, please let me know. And if you made it this far, let's do a sparkle emoji in the comments. That would be great. And yeah, have a good rest of your day. Bye, everyone. I'm gonna do an Ambra. Bye.